You know how many days, man, I thought that like this whole thing, maybe I didn't make the right decision? Like I thought those thoughts have gone through my mind at certain points in this journey. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today is Sunday. I usually don't make weekend videos. I do have some free time this weekend, thanks to my occupation. So I decided to go ahead and make this video, and I thought it'd be a good time to kind of go over what's been going on throughout the week and some other things. So in today's show, I got a few topics. I want to talk about bundles. I want to talk about blocking buyers. I want to talk about the sales and what I see so far, what I got in so far, and what I see compared to last week. And I also want to talk about the secret, which is the thumbnail to eBay success and any success. And then lastly, the power of multi-platforms. Okay? So I'm not going to hold you. I'm going to get right into it. Got some orders. I'm going to try to ship. I find it difficult sometimes to ship while I'm trying to talk. You know, it's kind of hard. I want to make sure I ship things right. I don't really worry about mixing up orders because the way I got everything organized, that's not going to happen. But either way, let us talk first about sales. Okay? So my sales so far for the week, or this weekend, I'm just going by this weekend, between Friday, today is Sunday, it is 2:30 p.m. I'm sure I'm gonna get more sales in. So right now, as of right now, I have 55 orders on Walmart, which is typically low for me, but I have not I haven't listed any newer items really. I put a few, but for the most part, I've been letting this inventory dwindle down on Walmart. I do got a bunch of stuff I am going to be putting up on there, but it's been dwindling down. So though right now, pretty much what I got, because I was going through all my listings that I still have quantities of, because I was trying to retire all my zero quantity listings. Pretty much everything that I kind of got left here is kind of lower sell through, not even lower dollar necessarily, just lower sell through. Put it that way. So it makes sense that I'm about right there. So I'm at 55 on Walmart. I was at 13 on Amazon. Same thing. Let my stuff sell down there. So I did Amazon and eBay orders so far. But 13 there. So what we got? 55, 13. And eBay has actually picked up. And this is the main thing I wanted to get to, because I really haven't had much issues on Walmart or Amazon. eBay. So far, I'm at 15 orders, right? 15 orders. And I did just send some offers to watchers, but I still got 25 offers, or 25 watchers, right? And there could be many reasons for that, of course, the watchers, but this is kind of once you do this for a while, you know what to expect from the type of items you sell, the type of store that you have, and things like that. So for eBay, typical weekend with me listing the amount of items that I list, anywhere from 3 to 5 going live every day. I have, let's see, I have 58 items scheduled to go out between now and October 9th. 58 items. There's only one going out on the 9th, so that's kind of where I stopped at. But 58 items going out between now and October 9th at a rate of about 4 a day. I think I got to add one to the 8th. So at a rate of about 4 a day, all the way up until the 9th. The 8th is 3. I think the 9th is 1. So when I start doing some more drafts, I'm going to start right there. And with the amount of watchers and the amount of sales, this is kind of my flow on eBay. When things is working as they should, this is typically what I get. I'll have about 20 plus orders throughout the weekend. I'll have anywhere from 20 something to 40 or so watchers. That's typical. When it goes way, way below that, I know that something ain't right. Because I know what I sell, I know how I move. I know everything ain't super high sell through, I know that. But I mean, because of what I do and because of how often I do it and how long I've been doing it, like you just get a feel for how your store should be performing. And so between last weekend and this week, it actually started getting better around Tuesday, and it's kind of been about the same. And so I would think by the time today is over and I come back in tomorrow, because I'm gonna try to get all of these orders done today, and then because I ain't trying to deal with this all tomorrow. I never am. I try to do as much as I can on Sundays. And I'm trying to get Walmart started early because for whatever reason, I think I said this, it gets kind of crazy at night on Walmart. And you know how James, if you ever listen to him, My Boring Reseller Life, talks about how eBay shuts down at night. I can believe that because after 9 o'clock, for some reason on Walmart, it's like server error after server error, every action, almost every single action, and it's almost impossible to get any shipping done after 9 o'clock. So I don't want to be stuck in that tonight. So I'm trying to get that done during the day. I'm going to go to the gym. But anyway, I digress. eBay has picked up for me. I don't know. I would like to know if it has picked up for you guys. Have things gotten better? I don't even necessarily want to say, do you see an increase in overall? I'm just saying, like, have you seen things revert yet back to whatever your normal is? Whatever the normal is for your store, for what types of items you sell. And I know from what some of the comments are on my videos that some of you guys still, you really ain't seeing much of a change. And if anything, for some of y'all, it's getting worse. And really, I can't explain it. You know what I mean? I can't really say why that might be or why or what you can do because I don't know everyone's particular situation. Some smaller glitches I've been seeing is that, and I posted this on my community tab and it ain't super big deal, but it just makes you think what else may be related to that, is that when you know how you got the notification bell on a desktop, when I hover my mouse over it, usually, you know, it'll drop down and you'll see all the notifications. I haven't been able to see that for the last few days. It goes in and out, like maybe here and there it might pop up, then it'll blank out again and I won't be able to see. So then I gotta kind of like go through a bunch of other stuff, man. So I don't know. I mean, it's not nothing since sales is kind of back to normal for me and everything, it's not affecting that, it would seem, but it still makes you wonder, what is eBay still working on, what they still have going on and all of that. But and y'all see, I've been talking. I ain't even start shipping nothing yet. I'm telling you, man. It's hard for me to do shipping and talk at the same time. But either way, that is kind of where I'm at with eBay throughout the week. It started getting better around Tuesday-ish. This weekend, I've seen as much as I can consider a reversion back to what I would consider my normal to be. Okay, so that's that. The next thing I want to go into, because we are talking about sales, or bundles. One of the things that I've been having success with, especially on eBay, we already know, some of you anyway, about Amazon and creating bundles and how bundles can exponentially increase your profits sometimes just by adding 1 or 2 extra items to your bundle. I've been experimenting with that on eBay. Of course, I cannot show you that, but I got some Halloween bundles I've been putting together. I didn't test the Halloween ones yet. I'm just going to be testing these, but there's some other ones that I've been testing in the health and beauty space, and they've been working out. And the good thing is, it's things that I've been getting from Dollar Tree. Not everything, but some of it are items I've been getting from Dollar Tree, and I'm making about $4 or $5 per sale on the bundles, depending on where the item is going and how I got to ship it. But what I've been looking for is the items, the bundle itself. I don't worry about the weight. What matters to me is, can I ship it? At least, at minimum, has to be able to fit in a padded flat rate envelope. At a minimum, like it has to. So either padded flat rate, regular flat rate, or even if I can put it in a box or something, you know, my 9x7x3s or whatever. If I can put it in there, because those actually fit into the padded flat rate envelopes. So if I can fit it in there and not have to, as long as it can ship and still be under the amount that it would cost to ship in a padded flat rate, which in the continental US is going to be $8.30. So it doesn't matter how much it weighs, because I have some bundles that weigh about 5 pounds, but because those particular items fit into those 9x7x3 boxes, that box itself fits into the padded flat rate. the profit margin is still worth it. I can go replenish this over and over again at the Dollar Tree. I got at least 2 listings that I do that with already that works out very well for me. Sometimes I take offers on them, so that brings my profit margins down. But however, I'm still making profit on those items over and over again. It's an easy thing. And I'm just working on that, man. I'm trying to increase the number of replenishables. See, I don't mind lower margins, especially if it's replenishables and it's easy to get. I got a Dollar Tree that's literally right around the corner from me. And if I can't find the items there, you know, Dollar Tree's like on almost every corner these days. So it's easy. So this is the types of things I've been experimenting with because it fits within my business model. It's easy to get, and I'm still working on some other things. I got let me see. This is the importance of having relationships with people. So the one guy who has, I don't want to say bin store, but like the discount store that he sells liquidation out of, a lot of times he'll put stuff on his dollar shelves and his dollar racks that's worth way more than that. So one of the things he had on there was these sleep machines on his dollar shelf. Then he had like a whole case of them in the back. I bought them all off of him for $1, man. I sell them for about $15. Free ship. They're 15 ounces, so it doesn't cost much to ship. Make a few bucks. I'm only $1 into it. I think my profit on those for the most part is about $4 or $5. I'm cool with that, and that's only one. I just bought a bunch of phones off of them. I got sitting over there, all $1. Let me see. These VTEX phones. These still sell. I mean, I've never gotten these and put them up and they didn't sell. And he had these on his dollar shelf. So I said, give them all to me. That's it. So I have lots. I don't know about lots, but as far as eBay goes, I have a good amount of multi-quantity listings that have been selling over and over and over again for me. And that's kind of where I'm trying to build it. I'm always going to have one-offs. It's just part of it. But I'm also trying to build it to where I have a good amount of replenishables and multi-quantities, working on bundles, things like that. Always working to raise my average sale price, so on and so forth. Anyway, okay, so that's it. We talked about eBay and sales. Sales, for me at least, seeming to be back where they were. Bundles, trying to come up with creative ways. Now, I never had luck with clothing bundles when I sold clothes, but I'm sure there's a way to do it. But trying to come up with creative ways to just add some extra revenue, raise your average sale price, and certain types of bundles, especially in the health and beauty space and cosmetic. I think that's a little bit easier to do. And if you find something that hit, you know, run with it until it don't work no more. All right, so next, blocking buyers. All right, now I will say this: I have been having, and I got to start actually packing some of this damn stuff, man. But I have been having, still been having some issues with buyers not paying. Right. So here's my thing. If I have a buyer that don't pay, I send them 1 or 2 reminders, because I do know that some buyers actually think that they did pay and that the payment went through. Okay, cool, right? No harm, no foul. But if you don't answer me and it goes to 4 days, then I'm blocking you, period. I think I have it set actually to I think I got it set to where actually if a person has more than 2 non-payment cases, they can't even purchase from me. But either way, if you go to buy from me, man, and you don't pay after I send you reminders, you just can't buy from me again. And that might not be a big deal for some, but look, the way I look at it, and if y'all want to know what I'm doing over here, I'm taking off a sticker. I keep the heat gun right here, just like this, because it's easy. Keep the heat gun just like that. Again, easy access to everything, so I ain't got to keep looking for it on that. But I don't take my stickers off until an item sells. I don't know how long some stuff might sell or whatever. I just wait until it sells to take stickers off. So, and I keep the gun right there so I can do it as I'm packing. But anyway, Here's my thing. You can buy from other sellers, and there's some good sellers out there, but I feel like purchasing from me is a privilege. And why do I say that? Not in an arrogant way, but because I value the customer and I value customer service. I'm not saying that I'm always like perfect and things are always right, but here's what I know. I respond to messages. When there's a problem, I fix it. Now, I don't let customers just get away with any old thing or take advantage of me. But one thing for sure, you're going to get a response. And if there's an issue, we're going to figure out some solution that makes sense, period, point blank. And so in an environment on eBay where that can be considered few and far in between, man, it's a privilege to have a good seller that responds, that fixes issues when there's an issue. And so if you want to do something stupid like buy something but don't pay for it, then go find somebody else. Seriously, like, no, I don't care. Don't bother me. Go find somebody else and do that crap with them. And I hope you get something that's all messed up and they don't want to answer your messages or fix it. No, but seriously though, so when I get buyers that don't pay, especially after I send them the message, well then after that, I block them. So that's how I deal with that. I got a good amount of people on my block list. I really don't care. I'm not going to deal with it. I think it's rude. And eBay is the only platform where this type of stuff is allowed, right? Next up is power of multi-platforms. Now, multi-platforms is selling on multiple platforms, cross-posting, so on and so forth. There's a few advantages to, now look, I think I may have even said in the past in the video that I wasn't focusing on cross-posting. And I may have said that, if I did say that, I changed my thoughts on that. I mean, you can change your thoughts on a certain philosophy, right? I think that in the beginning though, as a new seller, you should kind of focus on one platform just to get your bearings, and once you understand the ins and outs, then maybe start. I feel like it's hard to manage multiple platforms if you're new and don't know what's going on any of them. You can get yourself in trouble. I'll say that. But if you have some experience, then I think you can. And I just think it depends on what your goals are, right? Your business goals, what it is you're trying to do and accomplish. I'll say this. I got items, man, that for some reason, one reason or another, won't sell on one platform over another. I just had some items, they ain't been moving. Had them listed on eBay and Walmart. They was listed fairly low on Walmart, and then Walmart came in, boom, chopped the price down, right? So Walmart's selling the item for $6 and some change. Now these items have to go above £1. Once I pack them, it's going to be over £1. So I'm like, I can't compete with that. Why? Because on Walmart, here's the thing, you can beat the buy box. So look, you got Walmart, that's fulfilled by Walmart, of course, right? And then any other seller that's having their items fulfilled by Walmart, they are going to get the buy box over you if you are fulfilling the orders yourself. But you can beat them out of the buy box, other sellers and Walmart. However, the only way you can do that, you have to reduce your price to anywhere from 15 to 20% lower than whatever that price is. Now for Walmart, if Walmart got the buy box, it's going to have to be 20+% before they let you take that buy box spot from them. And so when they reduce that price down to 6 something, I can't go 20% under that, right? I think that's like what, $5 maybe, 5 some change for, and then this item got to ship over £1. I couldn't compete with that. So what I did, I rescanned it, and instead of scanning the barcode, I scanned the image or the outside of the items, and I found some bundles on Amazon that was selling fairly good. The other sellers were priced pretty high, so the sales ranking was high. I put my items up on there, lowered my price to what I felt like it was worth. I wasn't taking the price. I was actually selling these items for what they are actually worth. And I sold out of one group of them, and I'm selling through some more. But that's the power of being able to leverage these other platforms and to be able to do that. They wasn't moving on Walmart or eBay. Even though I had them priced at market, Walmart came in and chopped the market, couldn't compete with it, found some bundles on Amazon, and they moved. So I think that there's a few reasons I do this. One is because of to diversify my I guess reselling portfolio. I don't want to be beholden to just one platform. We all know the risk involved in that. So being beholden to one platform can be very dangerous. So that's first and foremost. I'm not trying to get suspended on one and then that's my whole business. And yeah, you can start over and pivot, but man, I mean, it's easier if you got other platforms you're already selling on, right? So that's the first thing. And then the second thing, like I said, sometimes things just ain't moving on one platform for whatever reason that might be. And it may not necessarily have anything to do specifically with that platform. So you just move it somewhere else, and next thing you know, you sell out. Same way that things are happening with people like James from My Boring Reseller Life, and I think it's Dixon Pickens and a few others who've been kind of cross-posting the Poshmark. They've been having items move. And so at the end of the day, as a business owner, you got to do what you got to do to get your items to move, man. And that's that. Like, we don't owe any sense of loyalty to any platform. Just like they don't owe none of us, and we see that they don't owe us any loyalty because they can shut your account down just like that for whatever reason they see fit, right? And so I would, regardless of what I may have said in the past, and I don't know exactly how I may have put it, if I ever said not to do it or I don't do it, I honestly don't know. But I would be of the opinion now, just through experience and just growing and dealing with the things I've been dealing with, that it's a good idea to sell on multiple platforms once you get some experience under your belt, and just to kind of keep that, even if it's only a little bit, even if it's to keep another platform alive just in case something happens on your main platform. You might have a main platform, but it's good just in case. So if something does happen, it's easier to pivot if you have to. If you have to, you know what I mean? But make sure you at least got a grasp. Make sure you got some systems in place. And like I said, when I cross post items though, it's because I have multi-coin. It's not like I'm taking all these, I hate when stuff sticks to my head. It's not like I'm taking all these one-offs. Dude, it's not like I'm taking all these one-offs and cross-posting all these one-offs, because I made the mistake of doing that before, and that can get you in trouble. No, it's when I got a bunch of units, and so I put them on across multiple platforms until they sell out, and then I take them down. So that's kind of how I do that. But you can do whatever you want, but I think that, especially the way things been going, it's probably going to make more sense to sell on multiple platforms. Let me know if you agree with that or not, and what you've been doing. And if you've been doing it, has it been working for you or not? Okay, and now to the main eBay topic, which is the main secret to having success on eBay or any platform over everybody else. All right, and I want you guys to listen to this real quick, okay? All right, listen to this.
For me, you may not like it if you're a journalist working for New York Times. This may upset you, but it works for those who want to accelerate their speed of learning, mastery, and competing with the big boys in the industry. It's essentially the great equalizer of going up against people that have a lot more experience than you do. You ready? It's very simple. You may miss it. It's simple. Number one, outwork, out-improve, out-strategize, and outlast. If you can outwork, out-improve, out-strategize, outlast, it's going to be very, very hard to compete against you.
Okay, and that's a short from PBD, Patrick Bet-David. I don't know if any of you guys listen to any of his channels or his podcasts, but you should. There's some good content. Hold up. All right. It said outwork, out-improve, out-strategize, and outlast. With all the things that's been going on in eBay and all the reselling world, right? The main thing that you have to do is be able to be consistent. Okay? When everybody is talking about, I'm done, I ain't listening no more, I ain't doing this, I ain't doing that because of this, that's when you need to double down and stay focused. Now, this isn't necessarily say to not pay attention to any changes that might need to be made in your business, but he says to outwork. people want to slow down, not only do you stay consistent, but you put your foot on the gas and you go even faster. If that means maybe you say, all right, well, yeah, things are slow, but guess what? I'm gonna list a few more items more than I've been listing. I'm gonna get up a little bit earlier than I've been getting up. I am going to source a little bit more items. I'm gonna go even harder. While everybody else is slowing down, I'm gonna go even harder. Out improve. I'm going to learn even more about my niche. I'm going to learn even more about the types of items I sell. I'm going to learn even more about the platforms that I not only sell on, but other platforms and how that might be a fit with my business model. I am going to continue to learn because remember, at the end of the day, if you are a true entrepreneur, this ain't just about reselling. This is about having a business and having something you can call your own and making a living, irregardless of if that's reselling or not. Okay, so outwork, out improve, out strategize. If everybody's doing the same thing and it's not working, what are you going to do? How are you going to do it? What's the plan? The strategy is the full plan. The tactics are the steps that you take to implement that plan and see it through. Those things can change and evolve as you move along, but you at least got to have a framework to work with so that you can know a direction. How are you going to know where you're going if you don't have a plan? You can't just wake up one morning and be like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go to point A, but you have no idea what point A is. You have no idea how to get there. You have no idea of the fastest way to get there. You have no idea of the obstacles that you may face on your way. You have no idea. You know how difficult that's going to be? Do you know how easy it's going to be for you to give up when you run into those obstacles? Because you have no plan, you have no redundancies, you have nothing to fall back, nothing. But when you have a solid plan, you have some redundancies in place, you have a system in place, you have some things you can fall back on. It's easy for when something comes, you can say, that didn't work, but let's try it this way. Let's do it this way. I got something to fall while we working on this. We're going to continue to stay focused on that. But the one thing you don't want to do is to fall back when everybody else is falling back. And I'm not saying again to keep beating your head on the wall that ain't going to move at all, no matter what. What I'm saying is have a real practical plan in place and continue to press forward when your competition is pulling back. All right. And what was the last thing he said? Our strategy, outlast. I think that's the most important thing because that goes in conjunction with the work, the improvement, and the strategy is to outlast. When you feel tired, keep going, right? When you don't want to, keep going, right? When you can't see a reason right in front of you to continue, keep going. See, because vision ain't about what's right in front of you. Vision is about what you see down the line. You have to be able to see past the mountain that's sitting right in front of you. What's on the other side? A visionary can see what's on the other side. A visionary can come up with a plan that other people may not be able to understand. That other people may say like, that don't make no sense. That's crazy. You're crazy, right? But a real visionary doesn't let that stop them. Because look, here's the thing. At the end of the day, God didn't give them your vision, right? He gave it to you. So it's up to you to act on it. Look, not everybody's going to make it, man. And not everybody should make it because it's not for everybody. Not everybody's going to understand, nor should it's not up to them to understand. And it's not your responsibility to make them understand. It's not your responsibility to convince other people. It's not your responsibility to satisfy other people. The only responsibility you have is to yourself, to your vision, to your why. Why are you doing what you're doing and do you believe in it? And if you believe in it enough, then why would you let anything else stop you? Why would you let what other people say deter you, discourage you, make you want to quit, make you question yourself? You want to know the hardest thing to do, man, when it comes to whether it's reselling or any other type of entrepreneurial endeavor? It's to overcome that self-doubt, especially when people around you are giving you every reason to like give in and quit. Like, hey man, look, it's all right. You tried, hey man, look, maybe it just ain't for you. Look, maybe you should just do this. And then you got to understand too, like a lot of times, what's behind that? There's a lot of ill intention behind what people say sometimes. A lot of times people don't want you to outshine them. So as soon as they see an opportunity to be like, yeah, look, I know it's hard, but you know, you was doing good over here. Why don't you just go back to that? That was working. Because they don't want you to outshine them. They don't want you to get in front of them. You know what I mean? And so it's so easy to allow that self-doubt and those suggestions coming from the outside when things are going wrong or when things are not going according to plan. It's easy for you to allow that to just cause you to pull back. That's where the outlast. You have to have endurance. eBay issues. eBay's not working. Endure. Look, I didn't really change up nothing. Yeah, we make videos and we talk about it. Sometimes it's good for content, right? It's good for conversation. I kept my listings going up every day, even though people was like, maybe we shouldn't list every day. I kept doing the same thing because eBay hasn't shown me yet that the same thing is not going to work at all. Now, if it ever comes to the point where eBay is showing me that what I'm doing is not going to work over a sustained amount of time, then I'll be like, all right, it's time to change that up. But if it's just over the course of some days or some weeks, maybe even a couple months, I'll give it a couple months, and nothing is happening, then that's telling me, all right, maybe we need to make some changes to maybe what we're doing. But the thoughts creep in my mind too, like, you know, maybe I shouldn't do it this way, or maybe, you know how many days, man, I thought that like this whole thing, maybe I didn't make the right decision. Like I thought those thoughts have gone through my mind at certain points in this journey. Seriously. And you want to know what drives them even more? When I'm online and I listen what other people say. Or you might see YouTube video where people tell you why they quit full-time reselling, just all the issues and this and that. And you think to yourself, especially if you're going through some hard times yourself, like, man, maybe I made a mistake. You know, maybe I didn't make the right choice, you know? Maybe this, maybe that, maybe that. Here's the thing, it's okay to doubt. It's okay to have some doubts. It's okay to question, right? Because in a lot of ways, those doubts and those questions, as you work through it, you can actually solidify your position and be even more firm than you were when you started, right? You don't need to make other people believe. All you need to do is believe yourself, okay? Have some resilience, be persistent, and be consistent. Be flexible. You have to be able to move with the times and understand and see what's going on, and if you have to pivot, but don't be so movable as to every time the wind of this change or the wind of this issue or the wind of this comes, you're blown back and forth like everybody else. If you want to have longevity in this business or any business, you're going to have to learn to have your position, to know what you're doing, why you want to do it, and to stick to it no matter what, especially in the tough times, man. You know how people say there's overnight success? I was just talking to somebody at the gym about this. So there ain't no such thing. Unless you win the lottery, there ain't no overnight success. You know how many hours people put in? You know how many sacrifices people make? Even with this, the guy was telling me, it's like, yeah, when you become a millionaire and people going to say you're an overnight success, I was just like, yeah, it's crazy, right? Because I lost thousands and thousands of dollars in just things other than reselling that I even lose money in this sometimes, right? Like, there's no overnight success. It's just that I win more than I lose because I'm persistent, because I outwork, I out-improve, out-strategize, and I outlast my competition. And the only way to do that is to continue to take in information, to continue to be better. This ain't just about reselling and the type of items you sell. This is about getting your mind right, having your emotional state right, having your physical body right. Like the diet that I eat, the one thing I always think to myself, like my diet is like my most important asset. Or not my diet, but my body. It's my most important asset. If my mind ain't right, my body ain't right and all that, what am I going to be able to do? How am I going to be able to support my family? That is the first investment that I have to make, is into my body. What I put in my body, what I put into my mind, continue to study, to continue to get better, try to eat as good as I can, exercise, do all of that so that my body is able to perform at the level it needs to perform so that I can do what I need to do to make a way for me and my family, right? And I ain't trying to just be getting by and just make it month to month and all of that. No, I'm trying to live I don't even want to say a comfortable life. I want to live the type of life to where I am giving back to others and investing in them and their lives. That is my ultimate goal. And so that is the secret, whether it's eBay or whatever, y'all, it's good to talk about sometimes. This is the issues and what's wrong with the issues. And yeah, if there's some real issues that we need to really talk about and things that we really need to change, that's why we go through these things and talk about them so that we can change them. But besides that, don't let just every little problem, every little issue stop you from something that you really want to do. If you really want to do it, if you don't, that's fine. But don't just give up just because the next person said it ain't working. Yeah, it might, but you don't know their whole story. You don't know what their drive is. You don't know what their motivation is. Hell, they might not even start until 1 o'clock. They might work for a couple hours while they watching YouTube and TikTok. Then they telling you they ain't had to sell on eBay in weeks and months, and you don't know their story. What is your story? What is your story? What do you do? And what can you do better? My philosophy has always been this. Do everything that I can do first. Always check myself first. Am I doing everything I can? Am I making the best decisions that I know I can make? Am I talking to the right type of people? Am I putting myself in the best position to succeed? Like self-accountability. And then if I can look at myself and say, yeah, I'm doing everything that I know I can do, right? And this still ain't working, then maybe I'll start to think about making some changes and doing some other things. And if at the end of the day, that's what it is, then that's what it is. And you can't be ashamed to do that. Some people continue doing stuff because they feel like they got some shame, like, oh, I didn't succeed. Failure is part of the game, y'all. If you don't want to fail, then don't get started in your own business. If you're afraid to fail, then don't get started trying to be your own boss. Keep working for somebody else. Because trust me, failure is part of the process. You have to be strong mentally and emotionally. You got to be able to take it. You have to be willing to look stupid sometimes. Sometimes you might look stupid to people, man. For me, it just drives me. I don't really care one way or another. I told you, I'm the type of person that's burn the ships and this is where we at. We going down this hill or we gonna make it to the top, man. And sometimes that has bit me in the ass, but guess what? Because that's my attitude and my mentality, I've been able to advance in my life. I've been able to grow my business and just whatever it is, I've been able to move forward, even if it caused me to take some steps back, because I know that there's no victory in giving up and in questioning, like, and I'm not saying if it's not practical or not, but what I'm saying is ain't nobody gonna believe in me but me, man. I don't care what people say. People got all types of intentions. The only opinion as far as like who believes in me that matters the most to me is my opinion. And I ain't put my kids into this or nothing like that, because that's a whole different thing. But my opinion is the one that matters most. What do I believe about myself? What do I think about myself? What do I think about what I'm capable of doing? And am I real with myself about what I'm not capable of doing? Am I real with myself about my shortcomings? And what I failed and how I failed and why I failed? And am I willing to put the work in to improve? I was listening to something the other day, man. The dude was like, it takes a different type of mindset as you go up, like in the levels you want to be successful. And this ain't nothing new as far as like that concept or hearing people say that. But I really chewed on that for a minute mentally and was thinking like, man, you know what? That's just a deep, as you think of that and ponder it, for reselling, going from 10 listings a day to 20. Going from $1,000 a month to wanting to make $2,000 or $5,000. Going from doing $100,000 in revenue to $200,000, or from $200,000 in revenue to $500,000. Whatever it is, it takes a different kind of mindset. It takes different types of habits. You are not going to get to the next level being the same person. It's not going to happen. It's not. It's going to take a different level of accountability, a different level of sacrifice, a different level of discipline. And so for me, when it comes to this eBay stuff or reselling in general or any type of entrepreneurial endeavor, I need to check myself and see, am I ready for that level? Because if you ain't, then that's fine. That's fine. You can just want to stay right where you at, and that's perfectly okay. But if you saying, I want to go to the next level, I want to get better, I want to sell more, I want to make more, then are you ready? Are you ready for what it's going to take? Are you ready to put in the time studying? Are you ready to put in the time listening? Are you ready to put in the time making that the connections and the relationships and networking? Whatever it might take, are you going to do more than the next person, or are you going to give in to all the noise around you and be distracted to the point that you quit and give up? And you accept it because you reason and you give yourself excuses as to why it's okay that you failed. At the end of the day, you're the one got to live with that. But anyway, having said all that, guys, it's kind of where I'm at on this Sunday. I'm going to finish up because I really didn't get much packed. And then I'm going to get these out the way. And I got some more stuff to do at home, man. So, look. Don't be distracted by the noise around you. If you think that you can do this, then do it. But it's going to take a different version of yourself to accomplish some of the goals you want to accomplish. And you need to be able to be real with yourself and look in the mirror and ask yourself, are you that person? Understand what type of person it takes and ask yourself, are you that person? And if not, that's fine, because now you can figure out who you need to be to get where you want to go. And then you got to stick with it. And you got to fight through the hard times, especially the hard times. Those who last through the valleys of this thing, those are the one that's going to be up on the mountaintop when it get better. Trust me when I tell you that. If you stick with it through the valley, you're going to be on top of the mountain when it get better. And everybody else going to be so far behind it ain't going to make no sense. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. All right, so do me a favor, man. Hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And hit that notification bell so that you're notified next time I upload another video.